Hello, students. Assalamu alaikum. In today's lesson, we will study another very important poem in class 10th. This time it is Miracles, and this poem is written by Walt Whitman. This is for class 10th. And again, let's go to the introductory part of this poem. Here, you know, the poem Miracles is written by Walt Whitman. He was born on May 31, 1819, in West Hills on Long Island, New York, and died on March 26, 1892. Walt Whitman is believed has to have grown up as a Quaker, which is actually a Christian religious group. He was a member of that, and they meet without any formal ceremony, and they strongly oppose violence and war. About Whitman, it is said that he did not follow every aspect of that religion in his adult years. So the poem reveals his awe of nature and humanity. He is awed by trees, the sky, the ocean, animals, and most of all, humanity. Whitman believes humanity to be of utmost importance, and many of his other works reveal this as well. So, here is the poem Miracles. Let us recite this poem.
Why, who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my eye o'er the roofs of houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive of a summer forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or of stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite delicate thin curve of the new moon in spring. These with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same.
Thank you, students. So that was the recitation. Let us move. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fish that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with me in them. What strange miracles are there? So, this poem begins with a question and it concludes with a question again. Now, so the pics, because you have descriptive images in this poem, you can see another one, and these are some of the poetic devices in this poem. चलो इन पे बात करते हैं. जैसे कि सबसे पहले imagery. So what is imagery? It's the language that produces pictures in the minds of people reading or listening. यानी पढ़ेंगे आप या कुछ सुनेंगे तो आपके दिमाग में पिक्चर्स क्रिएट होती है. तो in this poem, Walt Whitman used descriptive language. That's what I said, to make the reader imagine the scenes that he creates with his words. For example, feeding in the fields is one of the examples of imagery. Or in the right, you can see stars shining so quiet and bright, etc. So this is another example. Another poetic device in this poem is alliteration. For example, repetition of initial vowel sounds. Here, the example from the poem is stars shining so bright. Or another example is makes much of, murmur sound. In first one, it is sir sound. And then there is another poetic device called repetition in this poem. For example, the words like every, or the word like oh, or the word phrase like to me, or repeated many times to emphasize the point that everything to the poet is a miracle. Okay? Then another last one is that what we observe, this poem is a free verse. Why? There is no rhyme scheme and there is no rhythm, internal music in this poem. Okay? So let's move to some explanation and some summary of this poem. Dear students, this poem opens with the question of why. Who makes much of miracle? Which sets the tone for the remainder of the poem. The poet then describes several moments and things that he believes are miracles because he knows nothing else but miracles. For example, the poet describes the pleasure of walking both in Manhattan and on a beach with his feet in the sand. He talks about standing under trees in the woods and how much he not only enjoys talking and of sleeping next to people he loves, but also eating dinner or seeing people while out on the streets. Next, the poet takes transitions back to nature, including the sights of animals feeding, bees buzzing around a hive, and birds and insects roaming the air. He then goes on to describe the beauty of a sun setting or sunset, the stars and the moon. When the poet is finished with his descriptions, he says that each of these things is in its own way a miracle to him. Like the way that day, night, space, and time seem to work together in harmony. He ends with a question: what stranger miracles are there? So, in simple, वॉल्ट विटमैन को अपनी आंखों के सामने जो कुछ भी दिखाई देता है उससे वो एक मोजज़ा ही लगता है। उसके लिए मोजज़ा जैसे कुछ लोगों के लिए कोई अनएक्सपेक्टेड जो चीज़ हो जाए तो उसको मिरेकल कहते हैं, लेकिन वॉल्ट विटमैन की जो डिसर्निंग आई है, आंख है, अल्लाह ताला की बनाई हुई हर एक चीज़ में यही मोजज़ा देखती है। सो तो हमारे लिए अब मैसेज क्या है इस स्टोरी का, है ना? लेट अस गो टू दैट। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स क्या होता है कि वी आर टू फोकस्ड ऑन फाइंडिंग समथिंग बिग एंड अमेजिंग दैट वी मिस all of the small shiny things around us. This poem makes us to realize the same thing, that this life is filled with miracles. We overlook and fail to appreciate these miracles. And we must take this point to home. This life is too short and there is no second chance. We need to appreciate everything around us as a miracle of the Supreme Being, God Almighty. So, dear students, now I put some questions here for you. आप अभी बैठिए और इनको कीजिए। अगर आप अच्छे से ये क्वेश्चंस कर पाए तो फिर एक बार मैं आपको गारंटी से बोलता हूँ कि आप अच्छे से हाई स्कोर करोगे एग्जाम में भी, और इसका ये भी रिजल्ट होगा कि आपने स्टडी किया है पोएम को अच्छे से। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पहला मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ, लिस्ट ऑल द मैन मेड एंड नेचुरल थिंग्स मेंशन्ड इन द पोएम एज मिरेकल्स। ठीक है। तो सेकेंड वन, विटमैन मेंशन्स 3 पर्टिकुलर पार्ट्स ऑफ नेचर इन ईच सेक्शन of this poem. Name each section with examples from the poem. क्या है तो examples क्या है, तीनों sections को बोलना है। What are the miracles that the poet finds under the sea water? समंदर के पानी के नीचे भी उससे कुछ miracles नजर आते हैं, तो क्या है वो? List the examples of alliteration and imagery in the poem. Right? So thank you very much. We conclude with this. Wish you all the best. Have a nice day.